after being fired, it just spurred my public speaking more so. So I talk about how people should take more natural products and take more responsibility for themselves and their health, and not listen to their doctors who don't know them or their bodies or anything about their lives or mental health. And we're just trained on chemicals. That's, people act like doctors are the know-alls of health, and what they don't realize is they are a doctor of medicine.
Right. Only
medicine, not mental health, not nutrition, chemical products. That's what they learn. That's what they went to school for. So that's that's why every doctor's office, you pretty much always leave with a prescription, or every office visit, you always leave with a prescription, because that's what they're taught.
What I see is that this COVID quarantine, I don't know. I know it's real. I know it's a real thing, but there's a lot of also other things going on, like control and all that kind of stuff too. But I believe that I always try to get the positive out of everything, even if it's a bad thing. And so the positive out of this is, I think people are starting to wake up. Yeah, people are starting to be like, wait a minute. Yeah, my job's not all it's cracked up to be. This government's not all it's cracked up to be. Yeah, like, people
questioning their reality, which they've never done before and should have been doing.
Yeah, we never got a chance to stop and think, like what you used to do all the time. Stop and reflect. Why is this happening to me? Yeah. You somehow naturally just had that inclination.
And like I said, you need to have that trauma or some type of huge disruption.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. There's a quote that says, when the pain of staying the same becomes greater than the pain of change, then I'll change. Mm-hmm. So all of a sudden people are starting to kind of wake up. I hope they are, right? I hope they're waking up. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's kind of where it all started. It was Hearst, Rockefeller, and this Anslinger guy. Mm-hmm. And it was all about money, and it was all about their industries, because it was when the Great Depression happened. So all the businesses were struggling. So they said, we need to do something
easily control
to make sure that we control and our businesses thrive.
Yeah, it's all about control.
Yeah.
Also, the processed foods was created during the war.
That too. Yeah. Like, I mean, like I was telling, we were talking about this earlier, but I saw a documentary where Nixon and the president of Kaiser Permanente, they met like some secret little meeting like in the 60s or whatever. And they're like, we're going to create Kaiser, not to help people, not to make healthcare, but to reduce healthcare and increase profits. Mm-hmm. Right. So now we have a world where like everybody's sick. People are eating stuff that's killing them. People are taking medicines like that pretty much make you more sick or keep you as a permanent client. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then, but now we're kind of in a place where things are starting to open up and wake up.
I think there's just more avenues for truth and information.
True. Yeah.
And people to have access to it so that they can make their own informed decisions 100%. Versus being manipulated and brainwashed into thinking things are healthy and good choices for their family and their own health, and it's not.
Right. And I think this whole quarantine did kind of help it too, because do you know that YouTube viewership grew 75% during the first 3 months of the quarantine?
I did not know that, but I believe it.
Yeah, 75%. Zoom only had 10 million users in February. They have 400 million users now.
I don't have any data statistics to throw out, but I wonder how much weed usage increased.
I mean, the cannabis industry never stopped. Yeah. They're like one of the industries was still going strong during the pandemic.
So back to your point of it should have never been illegal.
Right.
Total misinformation, completely villainized. So something that I'm big on is the destigmatization of cannabis. Because like I said, I've always, since college, have had a successful professional corporate career. Yeah. Can't you tell? Career. But I mean, I worked in a hospital. I had a pretty good position. I did a lot of other very professional positions. And
so what you're saying is no matter how hard you try, you're very sharp, very smart, and you're a professional.
Yeah, but where I was actually going with it is I have to credit cannabis use for my success, because I don't think I would be as successful in my career, have made all this money, been able to buy property, buy a house, do all this stuff if it wasn't for cannabis, because I'm a high anxiety person. I'm can be irritable, and I'm an insomniac. So if I wasn't using cannabis all day, I'd probably be flipping out on people, damaging relationships, way more sleep issues than I already have.
Yeah.
And also I used it for motivational purposes too, which there's always this stigma that people who smoke and then go sit on the couch and be lazy. I'll literally be like, I'm not motivated at all, let me smoke.
Right.
So I do get motivation to go do something. So just, it's always bothered me that I'm a professional. I can go to college, do all this scholastic successful things, and then I still have people in my family, friends, community looking down on me for smoking weed.
Right.
How is that fair? So that always bothered me, and so now I'm very adamant about like professional, successful, very organized alpha people smoke a lot of weed.
Yeah.
And that needs to be accepted and not something that's so like taboo and like, does it really, like.
Yeah.
So that's something I'm big about now. But what's happening nowadays, and like I was saying, the cannabis landscape keeps changing, and so now that it's all accepted, it's great. There's a lot more people coming out on the internet and online and everywhere saying, "Oh, I smoke," and cannabis use.
Elon Musk smoke weed a lot?
Yeah. Well, he smoked in a Joe Rogan podcast, and it kind of like went viral. I don't think he really is a high consumer,
but he does seem like the kind of person that would be like super intense and super crazy high energy.
Yeah,
that he would kind of need something to kind of mellow him out a little bit, you know.
Yeah, probably benefit him.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson smokes weed.
He did.
Mike Tyson.
Yeah, he has a podcast called Hot Boxing.
Oh,
yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, so.
And Tyson Ranch Farms. He's a whole brand.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about that.
But anyway, but sorry, back to the point I was making of the culture and the landscape keeps changing. So I think it's so great that people are starting to accept it more and more and be more open about it, and it's more of a normal thing.
Right.
But with that, there's also like all these influencers that are all just naked online with cannabis and aren't actually in the industry and getting a lot of notoriety and admiration for being cannabis pioneers. And that's something that just kind of bugs me a little bit.
Back to fake people.
Things I will be salty about that. No, just because it's like I said, there's people who have been in this for over 10 years, taking a lot of felony risk and misdemeanor risk every single day of their lives. And all they got for it was maybe a pat on the back or a charge, you know, and then they kept going. So there's all these girls nowadays who just take a bunch of pictures in their bra and underwear, but they're dabbing or smoking a bong, and then that's what the cannabis industry is now. That's what it's turning into, is like it like the alcohol industry, but just the over sexualized, overdone marketing side of it.
It's funny, a couple things you said. So it's kind of like UFC fighting, because when it first started, they used to fight for like 15 minutes and beat the crap out of each other, and they got paid like $100, and or someone just did it for the love of the fighting. And you know, like the UFC got sold to the Fertitta brothers by the Gracie brothers for $2 million. The Fertitta brothers turned it into a $4 billion just what it is now, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm sure all those first fighters are like, dude, we were freaking killing ourselves.
Right.
Paved the way for these guys to come now and making all this
similar
money.
Analogy.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Right? And then you mentioned alcohol. I believe alcohol is a worse drug, or whatever you want to call it, than cannabis. There's domestic violence, there's, vehicular manslaughter, there's people no one gets high and goes and says, I want to go kill somebody, or I want to go beat somebody up, or I'm going to go get in a car and, cause this huge car accident and kill a bunch of people. Right. But because it's legal, right?
Yeah.
More people die from from cigarettes and alcohol every single year. I don't know if I've ever read or heard or saw anything that somebody died from smoking weed.
I don't think so.
I don't think I've ever seen a study that smoking weed, you died from it. Like there's lung cancer from cigarettes, there's liver cancer from alcohol, there's domestic violence, there's abuse. There's all, again, I don't smoke weed or anything like that, but I like truth. I'm a big person about truth, right? Mm-hmm. I'm a big person about being woke and like learning about why things are the way they are, right? So, you know, I just want to spread the truth. Like the truth is cannabis is not, it's not what it's demonized to be, right? Mm-hmm. And I also get really pissed off when I discover something that I've been lied to about my whole life, right? Mm-hmm. And, you know, like there's a lot of baby boomers that won't even take cannabis because it's so indoctrinated in their mind when they're sick, they're hurting.
But I mean, that makes sense though, and I don't mean to interrupt you, but think of if you've been told something engraved into your mind, in your reality, your whole life, and then at 90 years old, someone comes along and says, you know what, that's wrong.
Yeah.
That's false. Wouldn't you completely resist that?
Yeah, I'm not blaming
them.
Oh,
you're right. I've probably been lied to my entire life.
Yeah, I would hate that.
Yeah, I'm not blaming them. I'm just saying like it sucks for them because like
it's sad.
This industry has programmed these people when all they have to do is maybe take a little bit of CBD or whatever, and maybe their pain goes away, or maybe they survive a little bit longer.
I heard an analogy the other day that was funny, but it was so true. They said putting cannabis in the same category as heroin is the same. Schedule 1 drugs. It's in the same drug category. Putting them as the same category as heroin is the same as putting a Nerf gun in an assault rifle category. Yeah, like AK-47 with a Nerf gun is like having cannabis crazy. With heroin. And I was like, that's a good analogy.
That's dangerous. You know what I mean?
Very
and this
dangerous.
whole demonization of the cannabis industry has caused a lot of people to you know, a lot of devastation, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I'm glad it's waking up. I'm glad, you know, it's now, well, you probably, the OGs probably don't really like the mainstream of it now. Yeah. But let's talk about, you have a cannabis company now.
Yeah.
So now you're one of the owners of the industry, right?
Yes. Well, I started doing all this public speaking, and I was a sales rep for other CBD and THC companies, and everyone thought they were all my brand.
They're like, you're so awesome. When did you start this company? You're like,
I was like, no, I'm the rep.
Yeah. Oh.
So pretty much I was repping for all these other brands, and I was like, why do I not have my own? I'm capable of running this and doing this, and just went with it. Yeah. So my brand, it's called Jade Healing Co. Okay. Jade, not like my name, like the stone and the connotations that the stone has with healing and traditional Chinese medicine. I didn't know that.
Talk about that.
Yeah, well, you know the jade stone.
I know the jade stone.
Yeah, so in traditional Chinese medicine, it has a lot of, like, it's regarded as being a symbol of like health and balance, beauty, wisdom, like a whole bunch of different good healing wholeness things. So it was kind of just like the ethos behind that is where I came with, just the healing. And another thing that I wanted to have as part of the company ethos is like mental, emotional health healing, because I think that's a huge aspect of health that's super overlooked in Western culture.
100%.
Yeah, because I just know for myself in my own life, I have nutrition experience. I've been able to, you know, be healthy in all these other categories, and I'll still have a health issue. And I'm like, why? What is off? And it's my energy and vibration, and usually someone in my life or something that I'm giving my power and energy away to that's just fucking off my whole health.
Yeah, it's true. It's very powerful you said that, because health is not just what you eat. It's not just working out. Like you said, it's actually more important mentally than anything else. Because like we could literally make ourselves sick by the way we think, or stress and all that kind of stuff. Like I mentioned, I have a friend who was an oncologist, a cancer researcher basically. She said the two main causes of stress, the two main causes of cancer are stress and estrogen. The two main causes, right? And so we live in a super high stressful society, right? You know, because there's like people in Europe and all these other countries, and they smoke like trains and all this stuff, and they're not as sick as we are.
Yeah, but they aren't waking up, jumping into this Bay Area traffic.
Exactly, right? Yeah. They're not ghost riding the whip, right? No, but yeah. It's
that extends life.
Yeah, there you go.
That increases life quality, actually.
So I take it you've ghost rided the whip a few times.
Ghost rided.
Yeah.
Ghost rided.
I've ghost rode.
Ghost road, okay. My apologies. I got grammatically corrected in the hyphy verbiage. So you've ghost rode the whip a few times.
once or twice.
Yeah. So your company's tell us more about your company.
Yeah. So I launched it like right when COVID happened. So that's the only kind of downfall is, I do public speaking work at all these expos and conventions, and I haven't had those platforms.
Yeah.
COVID has slowed it down a little bit, but it's still going good. The unfortunate thing about California, where we live, California and Colorado, because I worked in all these dispensaries, so I have all these dispensary connections. I know all the buyers, I know all the bud tenders, and California and Colorado do not allow dispensaries to sell hemp CBD. It has, their CBD has to have THC in it. Otherwise, they can't be sold in a dispensary.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so that's
kind of hating.
Can you?
So I'm not in many dispensaries. I'm still in dispensaries, but not many. Not many. But so I'm primarily in like various accounts, CBD stores. I'm in a whole ton of CBD stores, med spas. Like esthetician studios, massage therapists. Acupuncturists, chiropractors, so more med spa. I'm in other states. I'm in other countries. I sponsor a UFC fighter.
Nice.
Which one?
Amir Naseri.
Is he from California?
He's from Malaysia.
Oh, Malaysia. Okay.
Yeah, we met in Phuket because he does Muay Thai fighting. Nice. Yeah, awesome. He's like world Muay Thai fighter. I don't know about.
He's an MMA fighter.
Yeah. So when I was in Phuket last year in December, they said they don't have any CBD. They're like, it's all fighters. We need CBD. So send us some. Yeah. So I've been sending it to Malaysia, but when they start Muay Thai training again, I'm gonna send it there. So all the fighters will have some CBD oil and lotions and gummies.
Gotcha. So when COVID happened and you were doing public speaking, you didn't try to switch to Zoom at all? No,
I like doing in-person events.
I understand.
I'm not really a big fan of virtual.
Okay.
Just because you can't feel my energy with it. And it's just harder to do Q&A and things like that.
Yeah.
I love like feeding off crowds' energy. And when they start asking questions, I get all hyped into it. Yeah. So I just haven't done the virtual as much.
I agree with you. Like I prefer podcasts like in person, but I understand there's like concerns with people right now, but if we try so hard to do it in person because there's nothing like the vibe and like you said, feeling the energy and the room gets warmer and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So I feel you on that one. So what kind of products is just CBD or what does your company offer?
Yeah, for now, so we're going to be expanding greatly, but for now it's just standard CBD products. So there's tinctures, flavored tinctures, mint, cinnamon, 500 milligram, 1000 milligram. There's a warming salve, like a lotion that I really like. It's orange because there's turmeric in it. But it's kind of like everyone has icy hot type products that are cooling, and I wanted something that was warming. Okay. Because I'm always freezing.
So it's a warming pain thing. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So that's good for like muscle spasms.
And there's arnica and a bunch of other good stuff in there.
I know. I've had so many back injuries. I know everything.
Yeah,
right?
you can do some.
Yeah.
There's vegan gummies. Yeah, I got you.
Hello.
Hey, vegan gummies.
Vegan gummies.
Yeah.
For the vegans. Okay.
We'll leave all your stuff in the description. All that stuff
Yeah.
Vegan
gummies.
I love those, by the way.
Hand sanitizer.
Hand sanitizer?
Mm-hmm. And then I have skincare products. So there's a face wash. Oh, there's also capsules. So there's like sleeping capsules. Normally a lot of the sleep products just have CBD and melatonin in them, which you actually shouldn't take high doses of melatonin at an extended time. So this product, it does have a little bit of melatonin in it, but there's also a lot of other herbs like valerian root, skullcap.
So you got all the holistic stuff in there.
Yeah. That was something that was really important for me to have all the ingredients
Funny
natural
fact,
as possible.
1 handful of pistachios has more melatonin than 2 pills. So,
that's a really fun
fact. So vegan, right? Like if you want to just have a handful of pistachios and 2 kiwis before bed, it'll help you sleep like a baby.
That wasn't the combo that I was going for.
You never heard of kiwi and pistachio?
Kiwi? He said kiwi?
Yeah, 2 kiwis, yeah. I read something. I watched something that's really good to help you go to sleep. I forgot why, but anyways, pistachios is the highest natural form of melatonin found in the world.
Nice. Gonna have to go stachio it up after
that.
So anyways, so there's
that little CBD on the stachios, and there you go.
So there's capsules, and then there's skincare products. So I have an exfoliating face wash. That's my favorite product. I like it because a lot of things that are exfoliating are kind of like abrasive and just too much, and this one's really gentle and soft, so I like it. There's a couple different moisturizers. There's a retinol, and there's one with stem cells. It's from apple
cells.
Apple. That's awesome. Stem cells. So it's not nothing weird.
What do apple stem cells do for you? So
it's supposed to be really rejuvenating to your skin, like help with wrinkles and scars and things like that.
Cool. So
super moisturizing. Yeah, I'll give you some of the products to try.
Yeah, I'll definitely
skincare products.
Yeah, especially skin.
So where do you see your company going once this whole COVID thing's gone?
I want to expand. I want to have a much larger product offering. So I want to expand the skincare line a lot more, and then have some more healing, just really holistic products to offer. Yeah. I also eventually want to expand into a THC brand too.
Okay. So right now you're just pure CBD?
Yeah, hemp CBD.
Okay. Hemp CBD. Okay.
Yeah, THC is different because you have to have a state specific license for it, which is very expensive.
Because that's stuff that gets you high. Right?
Yeah.
So. That's the feel good stuff, all right?
That makes sense.
Okay, it's all feel good stuff.
Oh yeah. The other one's like body feel good. The other one's like head feel good.
Yeah.
Right. Awesome. So anything else you want us to share about your company real quick?
Or about yourself?
About yourself?
No, I think we dove into most of it that I have to share at this time.
And you do have a website, do you?
Yeah, it's www.jadehealingco. Sorry.
Oh, you want to look at Instagram?
jadehealingco.com.
No, it's jadehealing.co.
Okay, we'll leave a link for it in the description, so no worries about that. We'll have all the stuff in it. So if you guys want to check out her website, leave it in. We'll leave it in the description. But yeah, so I mean that's awesome. I think you're kind of like your life has come pretty much full circle since you were like 15.
Yeah.
So you went from recreational with your friends and the environment and the culture you grew up in to becoming a professional because you went to college, you're educated, to then going into what you thought was the good career, the medical field, right? And then becoming woke about the medical field, and then full circle coming back to where you started, which was cannabis.
Yep.
Because now people are realizing that it's not what it was demonized to be.
Yeah.
It actually heals people. It actually helps people. And now, who better than one of the OGs? Someone who knows it, has lived it, is passionate about it, and has 15 plus years of experience in it to have your own company, which is pretty awesome. So kudos to you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So we always have this amazing little part of the podcast where Joe has some powerful 6 questions that she likes to ask our guests. So Joe's we're gonna hand it over to Joe, and she's gonna ask her 6 Qs.
Yeah. Before I ask these questions, I just want to go back to you said that you're the only healthy person in your family. I'm the same way. That's why I want to be as healthy as possible so I can help them with health.
Right.
So it's cool that I feel like a lot of things stems from us wanting to help family. Yeah. Then we have to be that person first in order to help people.
Be the change you want to see in the world.
Yeah. And at the same time, we're also helping other people, so that's cool. Anyway.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah. Health. Yeah. Health is wealth.
Yes. There's a song about that too.
There is?
There's a rapper called Maccabee. He's a vegan rapper.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He has a song called Health is Wealth. Yeah.
Oh,
look it up. It's pretty dope.
I might have to. I don't know.
Have you guys heard of Larry June?
No.
He's a rapper from San Francisco. He's out the Bay, and he raps about healthy eating.
Oh, really?
Biking and drinking smoothies and
that's pretty
drinking
cool though.
Alkaline water.
I mean, we have him in the podcast.
We're teasing it, but that's what there's nothing wrong with that.
But that's why I like his music so much more, because it slaps. But then I'm like,
really?
I'm drinking a smoothie right now too. Okay, my guy.
Where's Jamba Juice? Let's go.
Okay, so I think I want to start with, what's your number one wish for the world?
I want everyone to heal themselves and love themselves, because it'll make them, back to your point, it'll heal everyone else.
Mm-hmm. It's beautiful.
That's it. You don't need a whole bunch of money. You don't need materialistic shit. You just need to heal yourself and love yourself.
Yeah. What good is
Because
the
that'll
money?
extend it to everyone else around you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's just so many fucked up people. It's just sad. And I just hate seeing how many people are messed up, just back to our point, from greed of other people.
Yeah.
Just at the expense of someone else living a more luxurious life for what? Like, what do all those materialistic things bring you?
Right.
I think that's all. It's not internal. It's just outside of yourself.
Yeah, well, that's
you know
just
what I'm
like the tragedy of like our
Yeah.
societies. Everyone's been brainwashed to think that all these materialistic things, having a lot of fake money, equals value and makes you a better person than the next person.
Right. And there's nothing wrong with money, but there's also when you pursue money and hurt other people, then that's not a good thing.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with money. It's a necessary form of exchange.
And what good is money if you're not healthy, or if you're not happy, if you're not healed?
Yeah.
If you're sick or mentally messed up. Like, there's billionaires that commit suicide.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mental health.
Yeah.
Like, they're not really connected to their own spirit, basically. I always tell myself, if I'm not healthy, I can't make money.
Exactly.
I can't go to work or whatever.
Yeah.
Create.
So that's my wish for
Yeah.
the world, just that everyone would be healed, heal themselves, love themselves.
Okay.
There it is. I don't usually whoop. When I do, whoop, there it is.
You don't usually.
I don't usually whoop.
Don't lie to the listeners.
I don't, but when I do, whoop, there it is. Okay.
Okay.
Next question.
Next
Too many
question.
Skittles.
All right.
You look like
Dang.
Skittles.
I feel like changing
You
this
do.
question
Oh,
now.
I know. Sorry.
Skittles. Anyway.
Taste the rainbow.
Skittles. Anyway, I like that segue. Good job.
So, what advice would you give to someone who wants to be healthier?
In what sense? That's such a
Let's
broad
say
term.
physically and mentally. Physically and mentally healthier.
Work out. Stop eating so much processed stuff. You might have to cook your own food if you can't afford eating at Whole Foods every day.
Whole paycheck.
Whole paycheck.
Yeah.
And mentally, just be more aware of your self-talk.
That's a good one, yeah.
It's really important. What you
Everything
eat.
starts from within.
It's true.
And then moves out. Did you like the spirit fingers with that? You like that? So just wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
There you go.
Very
Free
deep.
game.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is one thing you want to change about yourself? If there's anything you want to change.
Pretty much perfect.
You are not a narcissist, woman.
I know. No, I'm the opposite. I'm not a narcissist.
Yeah.
I attract narcissists.
I used to as well.
Oh gosh.
No mas.
That's what I want to change myself. Stop sacrificing myself for other people.
Okay.
Stop
a
being
good
so
one.
damn nice to evil people.
Okay. That's a good one.
Attract the right people.
It's basically learning how to create healthy boundaries.
It's
right?
all my relationships have been the empath narcissist
You just want to heal everybody.
dilemma.
That's
Yeah,
why.
I'm like, I accept you. I love you. Come here.
Not healthy.
And
And
Yeah,
then they
no.
stay evil.
Like,
Yeah.
No mas.
Narcissistic supply. Cool.
Yeah. that's-
change your vibration.
Yeah, you gotta.
I know.
There's a root to everything, anyway. So,
Yeah.
anyway, so what is your purpose in life?
To spread the love of God and empower others with love of God.
It's beautiful.
One big circle of God love.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
God is love.
Mm-hmm.
I love all of your answers.
The circles of love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Awesome.
It's like whenever I ask these questions, we never know what's gonna come out, and that's why I love it. It's like, oh, I wonder what.
I'm like,
she's
oh, I
gonna
got the
say.
answer. I got the answer.
Yeah, everyone has an answer. You know, you just gotta ask the right questions. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, thank you so much for
Thank
being on
you
the
guys
podcast.
so much.
70 Savage.
Hey.
Beat down.
Yeah. 707. You know, she's getting hypey.
If you don't believe if I'm from the 707 or not, just yell out 707 and see my reaction.
707.
If you ain't from the Bay, now you know.
Yeah. She's about to get hyphy. But again, thank you so much for being on the podcast. I'm excited for you, actually. Like
Thank
I said,
you.
Everything's come full circle.
Yes.
Like I believe it's
Cool.
crazy. Like from age 15
Yeah.
to all the path you went to, now you're here now, and
Yeah.
I have no doubt that your company's going to explode, that everything's going to be
Thank
how you
you.
want. And, you know, I really appreciate having the podcast, and you got a great style.
Thank you.
You know, we're twinning and we didn't even try that.
Yeah.
But yes, thank you so much for being on the podcast. You know,
Thank you guys.
we're on all major platforms, and if you haven't done so, make sure you like and subscribe. And we're going to leave all the links to, you know, her website and on her company.
Follow me. Hit me up.
Yeah.
Ask me
Instagram.
cannabis and CBD questions.
Yeah, let them know. Where can they find you?
Well, I'm on Instagram. My personal page is Jourdan. It's Jourdan. Jourdan.
Just Jordan.
It's just Jourdan.
Yeah.
But unless you're feeling fancy, go ahead.
Right?
But Jourdan Jade. Jourdan Jade. Or my company is also on Instagram, Jade Healing Co. It's just CO. Or online at jadehealingco.com.
All right. And we'll leave all the links in the description to that. So thank you guys so much. Once again, this is going to be the #1 podcast in the world. We're going to have 250 million subscribers. And as always,
Follow your bliss.
follow your bliss.